This show is brought to you by Interesting Radio. You can find all our shows over at interestingradio.nz. Hold on to your hats. This could be interesting.
Welcome to TCBI Questions, the show where we ask you the tough questions and the not so tough questions totally at random. And joining me on this show is Ulrika. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for the very brief lesson on pronouncing your name.
Yeah.
And then I kind of faltered a little bit during my intro because all I was thinking about was how to pronounce your name.
Really? Aw.
That's all right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to, rules. So the rules are that there are no skips unless the question doesn't apply or your answer will only be one sentence because that's not very interesting. And adult language is acceptable if you need it to answer the question.
All right. Cool.
And I'm going to kick us off with a starter question.
Yeah.
What is your go-to question to kill awkward silence?
What is my to-go question to kill awkward silence? That's a really hard one. I guess, I don't really have a question that I ask people when it's awkward. I just start talking. I guess, but that is my answer because whenever it's silence or silent, I just start talking about random stuff and but I love asking people what their passion is.
Right.
So I guess that would be a question that I ask if I ask a question, I ask what are you passionate about? What do you want to do with your life? And
that's a really good question.
Yeah, I think so because then they really get to think about it, and then you really get to know someone if you ask that question or similar questions because it makes them really want to think about it and answer correctly, and then you connect a little bit. So yeah.
Does that make the silence longer because they have to stop and think before they answer?
I didn't think about that, but probably, yeah. Yeah.
That's when you start talking about whatever comes into your mind while they think.
Yeah, so I'm yeah, okay, But yeah.
Nice. Because I spent so long doing this podcast, I have a massive list of questions in my head.
Yeah.
Because I can, steal the questions from this one. So it really depends on who it is. Sometimes it'll be so how about this weather? The really stereotypical, did you see the game last night?
Oh, I hate the weather question.
Yeah, you can tell that someone's run out of things to talk about.
Yeah, and that is awkward. It's the sign, it's the question where it's that's the sign of the whole awkwardness in a room, and you're just oh, the weather is nice, and everyone's ooh,
yeah.
Did he just?
I always say it's only awkward if you make it awkward.
That's true. That's true.
Awkward silence doesn't have to be awkward. Silence can be perfectly comfortable. It's only when people start acting like it's an awkward silence that it's a problem. Or, they try to come up with, stupid questions so how's the weather there? That's when it becomes awkward, is when someone brings attention to the fact that people have been silent.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. A few friends of mine, I have a friend of mine who is very it's a talent he has that he can just talk about everything, and he can bring everyone with him and involve everyone. And so he's really good with the awkward silences because he just I think he says oh, this is awkward, and then he just starts talking, and then everyone's ha ha ha. So he's really good with getting along with everyone and making sure everyone is involved in the conversation. And I would really love to be able to do that, but I don't think I can. It's just really cool.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people tend to default to talking about work as well, which is generally
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of boring.
Yeah, if it's not something super interesting. I mean, if I would meet like like to say astronaut. Yeah, then I'd be like, whoa, please tell me more. But if I meet someone that's just like, yeah, I work at a bank, I'd be like, okay, can we talk about something else? Yeah, that's pretty boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, maybe not. Yeah, it's a really cool. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That'd be really cool.
Oh, that's boring. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I think
just
the
looking at
astronaut would
them,
be.
and
I wonder if they get
I'm
sick of
really into
talking
like
about being an
religion and
astronaut, though. It is a
spirituality,
pretty cool
more
job, so I'm not
maybe
sure I'd get
probably
sick of
more
it.
spirituality. So I'm gonna press that one.
It's an interesting thought.
Have you ever meditated for spiritual purposes? If
Do you
so,
want to go
describe
ahead
your
and pick a
experience.
category?
Oh. Really?
I cannot meditate. My brain does not let me. I've tried so many times to, clear my brain or get into a meditative state, and it just doesn't work. Well, everyone says, you like observe all these thoughts coming in and you just let them go past, but I just can't do that.
Really?
I will always, even if I'm actively trying to avoid thinking about things, or even not actively, because that's probably easier, I'm still gonna go off on tangents. The only way I can kind of clear my mind is if there is noise, like lots of noise where I am. That's the only way I can stop. I don't know why, but like at night we have like reruns of TV shows playing,
Yeah, that's
and that's the
interesting.
only
I
thing
can
that
only
will
meditate when
kind of
if
prevent me
like
from going off on
my
trains of
thoughts
thought.
never
I guess
quiet
the
down, but like if
whatever's
I
playing
need to
distracts me
breathe,
for
if I
long
need to
enough for me to
practice my
forget what I was
breathing,
thinking
because like
about.
obviously breathing is very important for us.
But yeah, I have
So
an
whenever I'm like
incredibly active
stressed, I
mind,
just sit down and go
which
like,
makes it pretty much
okay,
impossible
I'm
for me to
just gonna sit
meditate.
here for a while now, and I guess that's when you meditate. But I feel like I can never meditate like correctly. Um, try to quiet down all the thoughts. That's so hard. I think that's really a challenge. So I feel like we're a bit similar there. Like you say that you need noise around. Maybe I don't need noise, but I start thinking more when it's quiet. Because I can only hear my thoughts. I'll go like, oh, and then I can do this, and then I'm gonna do that. No, you know.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Hmm. Oh my gosh, no. I can't be alone with myself for like a
Yeah, I had
day.
drinks with a friend last night, and he's going off to
Then
Europe
I'll go
to
crazy.
cycle for 3
Yeah.
months.
Oh my gosh, so
And
true.
yeah, he does it in silence and just
Definitely.
thinks. So like, I don't think I could handle being alone with myself for 3 months in my thoughts.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what the internet's for, right?
No, I don't. Probably me
It's
neither.
kind of
There is
hard to be like
there is
completely alone
something,
these
I
days.
don't
But
know what it's
he's
called, but it's kind of
like
like
gonna get a SIM
it's like
card
a
that only has
retreat or
data,
something, and
and
you
he's just
go
gonna ignore his phone during the day so
to
that
this
he can like
place
completely
where
be alone. But I'm not sure I
the
could
reason
handle
you
that
go
for more
there
than
is
like
to
a day.
meditate. So when you arrive, they have like staff and people that work there. But when you arrive, you turn off your phone. Um, some people don't even bring a phone, but you turn off your phone if you brought it with you. And then when the do you say gong gong, like one of those old ancient sounds that goes like boom, when you can hear it, everyone just silence. And so this is, you stay silent for like 3 days or 10 days, depending on which retreat you're going to. Yeah, and it's really cool. I would really like to visit one of those and to stay at that kind of place, because then you're with everyone else, but you can't speak to each other. So you gotta stay quiet. And then there's like meditations during the days, and you eat together, but you don't speak. And I think it would be a really interesting experience to see. I don't know if I could handle it, but just it seems pretty cool for people. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just thought about it when you were like,
I think that'd be the
talking
only
about
way
your
I'd be
friend
able
who
to
was
like learn how to meditate
playing
is if
that
I'm
at his
forced to
phone.
do
I was
nothing
like,
else.
oh, maybe this could be something else.
It's like,
Yeah.
well, I can't do anything else, so I may as well just stick at it and see what happens.
Interesting. Cool. Yes. Oh, I'm definitely an early bird. Absolutely.
Yeah, no phone calls, no texts, just data, and that's it.
Waking up with the sun.
Yeah.
Like in Sweden, the sun rises at like
let's
4
go
or something.
for
So
another
obviously,
question.
I don't wake up that early. But
Are you an early bird or a night
owl?
owl?
Wake up at like 7:30, 8. To like chill, to have breakfast, maybe read something. I love reading. And I don't know why. It's just a feeling of like that it feels like I have more time. Because if I wake up at like 11 or 12 even, I get very stressed and I'm like, oh my God, I don't have any time today. Like I literally like what do you say? Lost. I lost this day. That's what I feel like. So yeah, I'm an early bird. I love waking up early. You're not. That's yeah. It's so interesting because everyone is so different. I have a friend staying at my house right now, and he's from Australia, and he is like, he sleeps in like very late, so he wakes up
and I
at
am
like
not
11. And
I
then
stay up late.
To bed. He goes to sleep at like 1:30 a.m. So I feel like it's so different from like person to person. But I would never be able to like sleep to 11 and then go to bed at 1 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I guess I get like involved in doing stuff, and I find it easier to carry on at the end rather than get started early, and then I'll still get up at like 7 because I have to go to work. So, but believe me, I will complain and moan and grumble about being tired, even though it's my own fault. I just But yes, I've had to get up early a couple of days this week, and just like seeing the sunrise is really cool.
But as I said,
the sunrise is
pretty early,
as cool as waking up with the sun and everything. As the sunrise is every day, so at some point I might be an early bird, and then I can see the sunrise. But
so then,
probably not going to go anywhere.
The west side of this island. I live on an island called Gotland, which is outside of Stockholm. And so I live on the west side, and in order to see the sunrise, I need to go to the east side. So that's like 1 hour with car. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, I need to actually go to the coast and to wake up at 4 a.m. to see. So I figure it's like a whole expedition that I'll do one day. Yeah, I know, and that feels like, okay, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's worth it.
Right.
I don't know, but like, yeah, I'll try one day. Yeah. Yeah. Like 5 hours. 5 hours
Yeah,
earlier
because
than I usually
otherwise you'd
go to
have to get
bed.
up at like 2.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be like, no,
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to sleep.
Yeah, you just have to go to bed really, really, really early.
Okay, cool. I'm pressing the next. As a child, did you ever peek into a wrapped gift
And then your
before
body
you
would get
actually
confused.
received it? Did you ever get caught? Explain the details.
I don't think I ever opened a wrapped gift. Because that, for one, my wrapping skills are terrible, so there's no way I'd be able to get it back together and not make it obvious. Yeah, I don't think I ever did. I'm sure
Yeah.
it was just that, someone else looked after the gifts or something, but I never saw gifts. Like as a young child, like I got a guitar one year, and it's like, well, where was that hiding in the house? How did this get into the house without me noticing?
Oh, that's so cool.
And my parents had a
so
big
you could say,
cardboard
like,
box
your
that lived in the
fear
top
of
of their
getting
wardrobe,
caught
and I
kept
knew
you
that was
from
the box that I wasn't
actually
allowed
being
near,
caught.
because that's where all the presents lived. And because I was, short, I couldn't get up to it, so it was always just this box of mystery. Yeah, no, so I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I would,
No, me neither.
rattle it or,
We had this
but
big
yeah,
closet in
often it was
old
a surprise,
apartment where
or
my mom and
it
my
was
dad
something that I'd
usually,
asked for, so I kind of
they
knew
would
it was
always
coming.
hide the
But
presents
I've
in
never,
big, paper bags.
I've never
And
actually,
so
like
since
got
I knew
into a
this,
gift
I
to
was like,
see
when
it
they weren't
before.
home, I was like sneaking into this closet and just like looking at the presents, and I was like lifting them up one by one and like shaking them, just to like get some kind of clue of what it might be, or if it was something for me or my sister or my brother. But I would never have the courage to actually open like a present or to like wrap it up, because as you said, I wouldn't trust my wrapping skills. Yeah, oh, that would be terrible. That would like ruin a Christmas for a child. I mean, for a child, not now.
Yeah, and imagine like the fear of, getting caught and then going, well, you're not getting that present now.
Yeah. I don't know how they manage though. If it's so like, aren't gifts like wrapped professionally or like
Yeah.
like by your
absolutely.
If it's by your parents, then it's obviously
Yeah,
like,
you hear all these stories though of
they
people
are not made
like
to be
unwrapping
open
gifts and then
before
rewrapping
Christmas.
them and everything.
And so
like
I
kids
don't
doing
get
it, and it's
how
like,
kids manage to like
yeah, exactly.
rewrap them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. It's not worth it. I think it's not worth it to get caught.
Yeah, you have to you'd have
that's
to
why
like, I don't know,
opened
use a
up,
hairdryer
all
or
of
something
them.
to melt the
I
glue
was,
on the
like,
tape so that you didn't rip the
took them
paper.
and
And
I was
sounds
shaking
like
them
a
like
lot of
what
work, and more work than like a small child would be able to think of properly.
Yeah. Sorry?
Yeah.
Really? You know? Oh, I love
Yeah, no, I don't think
surprises. It makes me feel
it
special.
was ever worth it for me either, which is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't like surprises. I'm not a fan of surprises at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah. Maybe this
yeah,
is something
especially
you
if
should
it's
work
like,
on.
I've got a
Your
surprise for you in 2
you should
weeks.
work
It's
on
like,
letting
well,
go,
no,
you
you're
know?
just going to make me wonder for 2 weeks.
Now this whole thing with spirituality comes back
Which
again.
is pretty
Like,
much what,
letting
like
go
Christmas presents
of
and
the
birthday presents are, is
expectations,
it's there, but you can't, it's, it's a surprise for some amount of time. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
No. Yeah. No. You're right.
Yeah. I am so right. I am so right.
Let's do another 500.
Yes.
What stresses you out?
Oh, it's just like it's so typical. I don't know if you say typical, but like this question is just like defining me. Okay, so what stresses me out? The thought of the future stresses me out a lot. I'm not, I wouldn't say that I'm a stressed person. Like, I don't go around stressing. I'm very, like, chill, and I try to take things as I go along, like, day by day. But when I think about the future and what I'm going to do and if I'm going to make money and how my life will look like, that's when I'm like, holy shit. Because I have a lot of projects that I want to start, and so I kind of like, my stress over the future makes me, I guess, afraid and scared of actually starting something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I kind of stress about the future, but just one specific thing which you mentioned as well, which is money.
Mm-hmm.
Money's always stressful. I think
Yeah.
money's stressful for
Yeah.
pretty much everything apart from like that top 1%.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be stressful. Like, money. It shouldn't be like a stress factor, because what if money weren't an object? What if we wouldn't like put so much value into money? Of course, that money is valuable, but I mean, I feel like sometimes money is the cause of stress, as we're talking about now, but also fear. We're so caught up in the society where we need to earn money, and we need to be successful, and we need to buy this and buy that and blah blah blah. And I think somewhere in the process, we forget to actually value, like, what is right now, because that's all that matters. What we do right now and what we maybe we'll do tomorrow, but that has nothing to do with money, really, if you think about it like that.
No, yeah. I shouldn't stress about money, not really.
No.
But I do. I think it's just a thing that I do. I don't really stress about, I guess, the future and stuff as much. I pretty much just, take it as it comes, like you said. Like, it's going to happen anyway. So, I'm kind of just along for the ride for a lot of it.
Yeah.
And so far, the ride's been pretty good.
Nice. Cool. I'm happy for you. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, future, for me, the future is stressing me out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go with 1,000 fathoms now. What scares you the most about? Oh my God, this is what scares you the most about the future?
I think we can probably skip this one.
Yeah. Okay, so do I just choose another one?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna press that one again. Is it more important to you to look good or feel good?
Feel good. Pretty solid, straightforward answer there. I'm going to cheat a little bit here because this question's come up before, because when I reset the system, all the questions that have got asked before, it kind of came back. So what I said last time was you look good for other people and you feel good for yourself.
Yeah, that's so true.
And I kind of, am, I rather please myself than other people, which is, something that I think you kind of grow into, because, as a kid, I was definitely wanting to, please other people more than myself. But, you kind of have to be in a good way for yourself to be able to help other people be in a good way. So you kind of go, well, if you don't like what I'm doing, then that's fine, and that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this is something that we would get taught in an early age, like how to feel good for ourselves instead of trying to look good and take on all the beauty ideals, especially for women and for girls. I feel like this is something that we would really need to learn or to talk about when we are growing up.
Yeah, my wife watches a TV program, Toddlers and Tiaras. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. So
yeah,
yes, you have, clearly.
Yeah,
and it's so stupid.
I know.
Like, both the fact that they're putting makeup and dresses and all this on 5-year-olds, but also just the way the parents act.
Yeah, they are crazy. They're acting crazy.
Yeah, that, beauty pageants and children just should not be a thing.
No.
Because that's immediately impressing that kind of need for them to, impress other people with their looks.
Yeah.
The kids they like the most on that TV show are the ones that just have fun.
Yeah.
The parents that aren't, they want the kids to win and look good, but, the kid has fun while they're doing it, and the parent, if the kid doesn't win, the parent's like, well, you had fun, so that's all. That's fine.
Yeah, that's
the only time mindset. I'm really on board. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel the contrast is so huge as well. We have those kids and those parents giving everything into these beauty pageants, and then on another side of the world, people are starving, and the surface, how you look, they don't even think about what they look like. The only thing they think about is food, family, water. I mean, it's so crazy. I think it's so crazy.
Yeah, and all that money that's going into the pageants, tens of thousands of dollars that some of these parents are spending, it could go to people in the rest of the world that are starving.
Yeah. True. So true.
Yeah, I'm glad you'd seen the show too, and you can kind of agree with me just how awful it is, and it kind of highlights it a bit.
Yeah, it's a crazy show.
It's entertaining at times though. What makes you feel like pulling the covers back over your head and staying hidden in bed all day long?
Probably if I'd been dumped or something.
Yeah.
Or if I don't know, I'm a pretty happy person. I love waking up and getting up. But recently, I have a good example. Recently, the past 8 months, I've been living in Stockholm, which is the capital of Sweden, if anyone didn't know. And And so I've been working at this school with children, and it's been really amazing. But I've had days where I just woke up and I was like, no, not today. I don't want to go to work. And I don't know why that is, because like it's a fun job. I mean, it's you get so much energy from the kids, but I guess that's because I got the feeling, I had that feeling of like, no, I don't want to go to work, because I didn't do, what I was passionate about. I was working full time at the school from 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, and that's a long day, like especially with kids.
Yeah.
And so when I got home, I felt like I didn't have any energy. I didn't have time to do what I really wanted to do. And so that's probably why I felt like, no, I wanna stay at home. I wanna stay in bed all day and not go to work.
Yeah, I think the main thing that makes me go, yeah, I'm not getting out of bed is when it's freezing cold.
Oh, yeah. That's also a reason.
Yeah, like, just if you wake up and it's freezing cold and you're going, it'd be really nice today. It would be really nice just to spend the whole day in bed where it's warm and cozy. What's your favorite genre of literature?
I love. I think it's fiction, but it's I think you say dystopian fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Hunger Games, Delirium, Uglies. I've read all of those. I love dystopian fiction because it really, it's based on a problem, or like a problem kind of ish that we have in the society. It's based on society. And so I am kind of like society critical, if you can say that. So I just love reading dystopian fiction, but because it makes me like realize stuff about how we're living today, and how beauty ideals, for example, how far they can go, and how I don't know, it's just like I'm just really appealed to that genre of literature.
Have you read The Handmaid's Tale?
No?
It's a TV series that's just started. The Handmaid's Tale is a book from 1985, a dystopian future book. And now there's a TV series as well.
Wow. That's really
so
cool.
it's basically the US is in the middle of a civil war, and because of all the environmental contamination from the war, there's a massive amount of infertility.
Wow.
And the few women that are still fertile are called handmaids, and they basically get enslaved.
Oh my gosh.
I
think I love that that story.
Yeah, so so it's a book, but then there's a TV series as well.
Wow. I'm adding it. I'm currently adding it to my list of books that I want to read. I have this app called Soon, where you can just like add stuff like in different categories, and so I think I have like, oh my gosh, I must have like 50 books or something that I'm gonna read.
Wow,
it's ridiculous.
Sorry to add to it.
No. Totally fine. Cool. What do you say? The Handmaid's
Tale. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. Yeah. So dystopian fiction.
Yeah, and for me, it has to be science fiction. It's a kind of a no-brainer.
Nice.
Especially Star Trek. I collect Star Trek books.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I have lots and lots of them. Every time there's a book sale or anything, I'm buying any Star Trek book that I can get my hands on.
How many Star Trek books are there? Sounds like there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's like 500 or 600, and I have 100.
Oh my god!
So there's all the different series, and then all the spin-off series, and it's just it's unbelievable.
Oh my God. First I thought you'd say like 5 or 6 of them, and then you were like 5 or 600 of them. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
kind of a
Cool.
never-ending universe, so it's really
Yeah.
cool. And there's,
Yeah, you need to have like, in the end you'll end up with like a room full of just like Star Trek books.
yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if my wife would agree though.
No. All right. When is it necessary to take the law into your own hands?
I guess I'm of the camp that you shouldn't have to take the law into your own hands, especially in, I guess, first world countries. And understand that, in third world countries where law and lawmakers and law enforcers may not be so readily accessible or good. There's a lot of corrupt people out there as well. But I think in most first world countries, you can reasonably well rely on law enforcement.
Mm.
I say that as a law-abiding person who, generally doesn't have too many problems with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I can't think of a situation for myself personally where I would need to take the law into my own hands.
No, me neither. It was a good question, but it was a little random question since there's no need to actually like take the law into our own hands in this world that we live in here.
I think some people would say there was. You've had plenty of examples in the US of, I can't remember where it was, but that siege that they had where all these people took over. I can't even remember. It was a ranch or something that they took over, and that kind of thing where people believe that they're doing the right thing even if the law disagrees.
Yeah. That's interesting.
All right, and I'm going to wrap it up with a starter question once I find one that actually is worth answering. When you go to a movie, do you like to sit in the middle, back, or front, and why?
Well, I definitely never sit in the front. Because I think I don't know, I don't like the feeling of having the whole cinema behind me or like every other person behind me. I think that's pretty, it gives me a scary feeling. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I would probably say in the back. Yeah, because then I can see everything. I see all the people. I see the screen. I see like the stairs on the side, and I don't know. It gives me a feeling of having control.
Yeah.
It's kind of, maybe that's a little creepy, but I just like to see to have everything in front of me and to see everything. And everyone. So yeah, it gives me a feeling of control, I would say.
Yeah, same for me. I like to sit at the back, but yeah, the main reason is so that I can see the whole screen. Because, if you're at the front, aside from having to like look up and hurt your neck, you have to look like all around the screen to be able to see what's going on because you're so close.
Yeah.
But if you're at the back, you can pretty much just use your eyes to follow the action rather than having to turn your head.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's much more relaxing. So
Yeah.
if I'm going to a movie, it's generally because I want to sit back with like a drink and a big box of popcorn and just relax.
Oh, that sounds so good. I might go to the cinema tonight just because of this.
Yeah, now everyone listening to this will be hitting pause to rush out and go see a movie.
Yeah. Oh, cool. All right.
Right. That's us.
Yeah. Are we done?
We are.
Oh, cool.
Thank you for that. That was really good.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me on that podcast.
If you'd like to be on the show, you can go to tcbi.nz/guest form and sign up. Anybody is welcome to sign up, and I would love to talk with you. And until next time, to our listeners, add one friend to one episode of this podcast with two open minds and see where it leads. Thanks for listening.
Now that was interesting. Bye-bye.